Hello, everyone, and welcome to season 2 of Cordial Convo series. I'm Vani Tyagi, a public relations member of CHES SVNIT, and today we have with us Mr. Jugal Dave, sir, an alumnus from 2017 batch who's currently working as business operations manager in Uber. So, hello, sir, how are you?
Hey, Vani, I'm great. How are you doing?
Passing. And could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. So, as you said, right, I passed out from NIT Surat in 2017. Post that, I worked in Reliance Industries for about 3 years. I was working there as a manager for a product called polyester chips. Post that, I did my MBA. I did my MBA from XLRI Jamshedpur. And after that, I like interned with AIChE Group and joined the group itself for 2 years. In the group, I worked with various roles. So, for example, I was working for their new jewelry venture, which is called India. So, I was working as a lead program manager for retail and merchandising. Before that, I worked with three different group companies as well. So, asset management company called Alumni Sun Life, like AMC. Sorry. Apart from that, they have an Aditya Birla Advanced Material Company as well. I've worked in that itself. And lastly, which is called Aditya Birla New Age Hospitality. It's a high end F&B startup, I would say, for maybe. So I worked with them as well. After that, I have joined Uber. So in Uber, I would like taken various things as well. Like so, for example, Uber Pets was something which I launched. Then there is something called Uber Shikara, which I also launched in Srinagar. And then looking after Uber Reserve, which is like a scheduled ride feature of Uber. So I'm looking after that for India and South Asian markets. So yeah, that's about me.
Okay, thank you so much. That quite answered my question. So, I would actually want to know, sir, you graduated in chemical engineering from SVNIT in 2017, and post that you decided to pursue your MBA from XLRI, which is like a really top B school of India. So, like, what motivated that decision of yours?
So, while I was working in Reliance Industries, mine was a techno-commercial role. So, I was looking after, like, what's a profit and loss of a particular product itself, right? So, when I was working there as an undergraduate, and around me there were peers who had done their MBAs from the best schools of the country. So, I could see there was a difference in the confidence they had, in the knowledge base that they had, right? While we are studying engineering, we might be taught about engineering courses. We are not taught a lot about finance, for that matter, strategy, right? So this is where the deficit lies in the knowledge and confidence. That's what forced me maybe that hey, doing an MBA would help me out. And secondly, it makes you field agnostic. So as a chemical engineer, I could do great in chemical products, right? But if I want to do tomorrow for, let's say, selling an electronics item or making strategy for electronics item, that's where I would might struggle a little. So MBA helps you make field agnostic. It's a more formal way to introducing ourselves to management, or that's the science of decision making. So yeah, that's what was my major motivation for going for MBA.
Okay, that was actually very inspiring, sir. Thank you. So, sir, I would want to know, like in today's time, especially in engineering students, they're like confused between the technical specialization and the management roles. So, how would you like guide them in making this decision of their life?
So I kind of face this issue myself. So I would consider myself to be a very good, very well to do one from a technical side of view. I wanted to do MS and all those things, but somehow it didn't work out for me, right? So it purely depends what's your liking is, right? If you like core engineering, if you like curiosity, if you like to maybe write papers or just do research in general, then yes, technical is the side for you. But if this is something which you don't feel connected to, after 12 we perhaps don't have a lot of idea like what's your career going to look like, or what's the career entails, and we blindly entail into engineering or one of the engineering sciences despite we don't not liking it much. But this is a good reset, I would say. So for example, folks who are not liking engineering, who don't like the way engineering works, right? It's I would say a little risk averse in a way, and it's very research driven, not very risk taking per se. So if you want to do something which is more like I would say related to very simple to understand, or if you want to do more which is creating a larger impact on a very short time basis, then maybe going for management studies is a better option for them. So purely depends on the person's liking and options available, very honestly. So for example, if you're not getting an options to do an MS, then obviously you will go and do MBA, right? So yeah, that's the
Right, sir. Okay, that was helpful. Thank you. So, sir, like for students who are actually aiming for the strategy, operations, or business development, what is that one thing that they should start working right now that could actually give them a head start?
So I think this applies to everyone in general.
Hmm.
There are skills which, for example, when I was doing my bachelor's and then masters, there was one skill called coding, right? So people one generation ahead of me, they were not that great at this coding and analytics, right? So learning R, learning Python helped me back then to create an edge over my peers because I would able to solve a lot of automation problem for them. I was able to solve a lot of analytics problem for them because I knew those skills. Today, sadly, due to ChatGPT, those skills are not relevant anymore. So one needs to like make sure that what is the skill deficit which is existing in the market. So maybe learning prompt engineering, for example, as simple as that, right? It's very simple to learn. If you are able to learn something on that, you would be able to create better models, better use those tools today. So picking up the skills which is deficit in the market and working on them is a very good framework, I would say, to develop yourself for the future. And you have time. So if I want to do experiment on ChatGPT today, unfortunately, I'm not able to do it because I have my day-to-day business operation roles as well. So it's very difficult to find out time. While in engineering or in B schools, you have the luxury of time. You can do your assignments differently, for example, right? Don't use any traditional tools. Just use one tool that you want to learn and try and do that assignment. It might take a little bit longer, but you will learn a lot about it. So that's what helps, in my opinion, that learning the skill which is deficit in the market would make you future ready and give you an edge as well. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you. So, how was your overall experience in the club, sir?
Hey, it was amazing. So, like when the club started, I was in second year. So we were
Uh,
like the ones who were running on the ground and doing the things. And I think we didn't have a club before that. So like we sort of felt bad that hey, every other department has a club by chemical engineering, right? So thanks to my super seniors, they started it. Thanks to my seniors, they once it was started, it was very like it was just there. We were not doing anything, right? The seniors before me, they took up the charge. They built a lot of things. Again, I was the one who was running. I was happily doing the running on the grounds and picking things up. And yeah, when we went to the final year, we sort of formalized it, made it, give it a better structure. And I think you guys have made it great, really great. So I'm very happy to see like people winning in various competitions from CHES and all those things. So that's amazing. Yeah.
okay, that's actually nice to hear. So, I would like to ask, like, how did your involvement in this club help you in your professional life?
So, firstly, as I told, right, I didn't want it to go into technical side. While working in the club, it gave me a perspective and it gave me the confidence that hey, I have the management skill needed. Right, this is something which gives me immense pleasure, doing things right, setting up processes and all those things. So that's what motivated me to let's say pursue a career which is different from purely technical. So it helps you discover the sides that you don't know very honestly, right? So that's number one. Second, it gives you ownership very early on. So once you start doing a job, depending on the role where you are in, people expect ownership from you. A club is a good point, a safe space to start having that expectations or that ownership conversation with yourself very honestly. So you will discover whether you like the role, whether you like to do the things what you're doing. If you don't like it, or the necessary gap. So some people are good with managing people. Some people are very good with giving instructions, right? Some are not. So you might discover that hey, this is a gap that I need to fill in. You might start working on it, and by the time you graduate, you are already great. So that way it helps.
Okay, okay, thank you, sir. I would actually like to add to the previous question, like, were there any strategies from your experiences in CHES that actually helped you in your MBA preparation?
Uh, So MBA today in India, unfortunately, is a practice game.
Yeah.
So like how much like it's purely JE but dumbed down to speed up. So yeah, I mean no strategies that you do in CHES helps you in cracking the entrance exams. Very honestly, because it's pure play how fast you are, how logical you are, and how quickly you can do the calculations. Very simple as that. So unfortunately, entrance exams won't give you an edge, but once you are into the MBA colleges, B schools, it certainly gives you an edge because these are the pointers you could write in your CV. That's number one. Secondly, these are the pointers which make you better at interacting with your peers, right? So, for example, when you go to a B school, you have folks from various backgrounds. Like there is someone who has done the BCom honors from St.
Right.
Stephen's, or there is someone who has done there's CA, there are doctors as well. So very different persona of people are there, very diverse diaspora is also there. So being in a club, working with people, working with teams certainly help you get an edge when working with those groups. Like, and obviously it helps in your job as well. Like you have led teams before, you have worked on very particular charters, like something which is not part of your curriculum and it's very different. So it gives you an edge, it gives you personality, which maybe your core courses would give.
Okay, that was really amazing. So thank you. And so I would want to know, like, back in your student days, what were your main career aspirations, and like, how did they evolve during the college time?
So I wanted to be a research scientist, very honest. So I was very clear, like either I will do a PhD or MS, or maybe go to ISC Bangalore, and that's where the top three colleges that I wanted to get in. And I was pretty clear that hey, this is what I wanted to do. In year one itself, I wanted to be a material scientist. But over the time, I realized that research is perhaps not my strongest key. I might not have that much patience required. And yeah, I mean, that's how your evolutions change, right? That's your thought process change. So maybe you want to do thing number one today. But you realize that, well, this is what I thought the thing is, but it is not a reality. There are lots of packages around this. Can I bear those baggages? The answer is yes or no. If yes, then you continue on your path. If not, then you try and explore different things. So engineering helped me explore that thing. So for example, I wanted to be a material scientist to ending up in management side of things or business side of things. That was a transitional journey in itself, right? So that happened during various stages in the like during my engineering. So right from that to realizing, hey, research is not my thing. Maybe I want to try designing or something around those times. Had a course around designing, and I realized, okay, this is something which I don't won't enjoy the most. Then I explored something else, and then finally ended up this on the business side or the management side of things. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, so my last question for today's conversation would be, what is that one habit, according to you, that one should start learning right now in order to gain an edge over the other, be it
I
any
think
domain?
today,
Yeah.
yeah. So today, if you're talking purely from I think it's relevant in research field as well. I mean, learning to unlearn is very relevant. So, for example, up till 1 year ago, most of the people, or most like I'm an Uber, so we do a fair bit of querying as well, right? So most of us used to write queries using ourselves, right? We used to write queries and we used to take previous queries and do it. Today, that is very irrelevant. Like we use GPTs to generate the queries from us, or anything for that matter, right? So we had to go through that curve of unlearning. So, for example, we knew that this is one way of working things, but hey, now we have so many options to do the same thing. So you have to de-learn or unlearn that one way of thinking or one way of doing things and learn again a new ways of doing it because they are better than what you're doing, right? So perhaps it's a very generic answer, I would say, but it applies everywhere. So uh, while you are learning something, learn the fundamentals, or understand it from first principles point of view. And then when you want to unlearn and relearn something else, those principles certainly help to adopt to those new ways of doing things or new regime of doing things, right? So yeah, that's one thing that if someone wants to develop, I would say this is one thing that you should at least. Yeah.
Okay. So that was all for the question side, sir. Thank you so much for the precious time you gave us. And on behalf of CHES, we truly appreciate your experiences and guidance. And for our viewers who are watching this, if you found this conversation helpful, then do like and subscribe for more knowledgeable content.